Hey, you guys. Crystal Karmatz here. Thank you so much for jumping on our team call this week. It is Wednesday, April 5th, and I am so excited to be bringing you some content that is going to propel your business forward. So thank you again for being here with me, being a leader, taking action, and making it happen in your business. So I am going to screen share some slides with you. I'm going to jump on over there and we will go ahead and get right on into the meat of this social media training. We all know that social media is the present to everyone. We all know that social media is the what do I want to call it? It's our stage, okay? So social media is our stage. Social media is our platform. It is our vehicle to move faster in our businesses. So I just want you to be able to watch this training and really absorb what you're going to be learning today. But not only that, you see these words right down here at the bottom, take action, okay? I'm going to be sharing with you some tips and some things that have worked for me. I'm going to be sharing with you some things that I have learned from some amazing top leaders in this business. And when I say top leaders, I mean like coaches in the top 20 that have taught me these things that I have started implementing in my own business. And it's the reason why I've been able to build $1 million business because before I, started really digging deep into this business, I was not an online social media person. It wasn't my thing. I had probably 200 friends on Facebook. I kept everything super private. I would just post pictures of my kids every once in a while. And that was maybe like once a week, you guys. Like I wasn't on social media all of the time. And I didn't like talking to strangers. I didn't like posting questions because I didn't want people giving me answers and talking to me that I didn't know. Like that was my view on social media. And whenever I was told that I needed to use social media to grow my business, I literally rolled my eyes like, oh, are you kidding me? No, I could just call some friends up. I can have coffee dates, and I'll grow my business. And I was completely wrong, but that's how I viewed it whenever I first started. And I viewed it as I'm never going to use social media. That's not me. That's not who I am. Those people on Facebook and Instagram Instagram wasn't born yet, but those people on Facebook and Twitter, they're so annoying. I'm not going to be like them. I'm not going to try to sell things. I'm not going to be that annoying person that's always saying buy from me, buy from me. And I rolled my eyes at it. And you guys, I did nothing with my business. I barely made like $200 from January until August when I first started my business, not this past January through August. But 7 years ago, 6 years ago, I barely made anything. And it's because I had the wrong mentality. I wasn't taking action. I wasn't being vulnerable. And that is necessary. It is absolutely crucial. We always say that, if our comfort zone was a circle and we live inside that circle, all of the magic, all of the success, all of the things that we want to reach in life, our dreams, our goals, they're all outside of that circle. So you have to get into that mentality that you're not going to stay in your bubble any longer and that you will use your social media as platforms to propel you forward and to propel you faster in this business. So social media training. These are going to be things that I go over with you in just a few minutes. Showing up daily, how to show up daily, how to provide value, ditching the excuses, being vulnerable, and be your target audience. These are going to be the things that I go over and I really break down for you, because you hear all of this all the time when, okay, use your social media. That means that you need to show up daily and you need to give people what they want to hear, and you need to, not make excuses for yourself, and you need to, just be yourself, but only show the best parts of yourself, and you need to find your target audience. Okay, well, that's great and you hear it, but how do we do it? So let's go ahead and jump on into this. Showing up daily. What does that look like? You should be posting on your social media 3 to 5 times per day. Okay? And use Postcron. That's like the 5th bullet point down. I should have put that underneath, post 3 to 5 times per day. If you are someone that works full time, or you just have a really busy schedule and you're not able to, take time out of your day to be able to post 3 to 5 times per day, I suggest using a program that will auto post for you. I do this in my groups a lot, or if I know that I'm going to be gone all day long, or I'm going to be on vacation, or I have a work trip for Beachbody or something like that, I'm going to use this this service right here. I use Postcron. Let me go back. I used to use Hootsuite, but I do not use that service anymore. Whenever I was using it, it was too sketchy. It was iffy. Sometimes it would post a picture. Sometimes it wouldn't post the pictures that I wanted to post. So Postcron, I have the premium service. I think it's $7 a month, maybe. And that's for the premium. And I use that, and I literally, if I were to log into my Postcron right now, you would be able to see all of my groups, all of my events, all of my pre-scheduled posts, all of my pre-scheduled photos and documents and stuff like that, it posts for me on the days that I'm super busy and I just don't have time to, at that moment, be able to show up. But here's the deal. You won't know when your target audience is online at the highest peaks if you are not showing up every day, multiple times throughout the day, right? So you need to be testing the waters, and it's trial and error. So posting 3 to 5 times per day, that's going to, number one, get you out there where people are seeing you. Not everyone is on social media all day long. Not everyone has the glamorous life we do. So it's important that you've got a morning, an afternoon, a late afternoon, and an evening post up every single day. That way you've got your morning crowd, your afternoon crowd that on lunch break, they're just checking in. That way you have your evening crowd, after people put their kids down to bed and they got their wine, and they're checking in on Facebook, they're checking in on Instagram. You want to make sure you're hitting all of the eyes on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on whatever you're using. You want to make sure you're showing up. Like, not everyone who sees your content at 7 a.m. is going to be seeing your content at 4 p.m. So you need to make sure that you're just getting out there. You're getting eyes on your post. And this is how I feel. I was super insecure about posting on Facebook that many times a day. Here's the deal. You're not going to be selling Beachbody. You are not selling Beachbody. You're selling your body. And I know that sounds super awful, but you are not Beachbody. Your body and who you are, that sounds awful too. Maybe I shouldn't say you're selling your body, but you're selling yourself. Okay. And I will be breaking that down on how to post, but you need to be showing up, getting yourself out there, and not giving 2 shits about who is judging you. Like, here's my thought process surrounding this. Are the people hating on you for building your future and for building your life and your dreams and you're getting out of debt and you're trying to bring your husband or wife home from work. You're trying to go on a vacation, buy a new car, be able to do what you want with your life. And you've got people hating on you. And I'm going to tell you right now, the haters don't go away. I built $1 million empire. And guess what? I still have haters and I don't care. You want to know why? Because they don't pay my bills. And you know why they're hating on me? Because I have something they don't have. So who cares if you've got haters? Brush them off. Brush them off, okay? Sorry, I went off on a little rant tangent there. Back on track. Be intentional with your post. That's why it's so important to use Postcron right here. Be intentional. Don't just post to post. Now, yes, putting something out there is better than nothing. But be intentional. You've got to stop reposting other people's posts. Stop reposting those recipes that you see on Pinterest. Copy and paste the recipe. Go make it yourself. Post your photo. Give your review. And then give the recipe. Stop reposting other people's content. Now, if it's something motivational and you're just doing it like once a day, that's no big deal. Or even, I wouldn't even say once a day. If you're reposting a few times a week, that's no big deal. That just shows you're real, okay? But doing it daily, multiple times a day, I just don't suggest it because you are taking your audience's eyes and you're putting them on someone else's material. You want people to see your content, your material. Obviously, what you can do is if you see someone else's content that you absolutely love, how you can do this is, you don't want to copyright. What you can do is in a post, just say, I was reading this amazing article this afternoon, and this is my take on it. Put a picture of yourself, put a picture that inspires you, and then you can say if you would like to read the article for yourself, the link is in the comments. And then you can post a link in the comments. That way people can go to it if they choose. But if you're posting a link to someone else's page on your initial post, your viewers are going to completely skip what you say and go straight to that post, and they're going to bypass you. And you don't want that. You want people reading your take, your observation, your thoughts, because your thoughts, your observation, your comments, your words are what connect people to you. Hopefully that makes sense, you guys. You've got to show up in your picture. Stop being behind the camera. Get in front of the camera. Take selfies. We are in the business of taking selfies and being vain, and who cares? Because guess what? I love it. And you should love yourself enough to show up in your photos. People want to see you. They don't want to see other people's transformation. I mean, they do want to see transformation stories, but people want to see you. They want to see your story. They want to see your pictures. They want to see how you're changing. That's how you get people to connect with you. Remember, we're not in the business of selling Beachbody. We're in the business of selling ourselves, of selling who we are and giving people a reason to work with us. Some examples of posts that you can be making all throughout the day: a motivational post, a personal post, asking people questions, a call to action post, coaching transformation post, before and afters, mom and dad life, something funny, something showing humor and humility. Those are the types of posts that you should be putting on your social media if you're trying to grow it. Think about this. What are you good at? What are you an expert in? Are you an amazing potty trainer? Maybe you have a kid that has a learning disorder and you have learned how to overcome and to help your child. Maybe you have a child that suffers from, like my daughter was recently diagnosed with dysgraphia, an auditory learning processing disorder. She also has hypothyroidism. Well, there's links between all of that. If you didn't know, there are links between all of those things. She also has mild ADHD and mild dyslexia. And all of these things are linked together. And so I have a passion for healthy children and helping children have healthy mindsets, helping children see their potential. I have a very soft spot for that. And that is something I speak on. And it brings other moms to me because it's something that we can collaborate on. It's something that brings us together. It helps them find a connecting point beyond fitness, beyond Beachbody. So think about that. What are you good at? What are you an expert in? Maybe you are a travelista and you know how to travel the world with discounts and for cheap and stuff like that. Then talk about it. People want to know how to travel the world for less money. I know I want to know that. It will never matter how much money I ever have in my bank account. I'm still going to want to know the best deal and how to travel the world. And many people want to know that. So think about what you're an expert in and what can connect the dots between you and someone else without Beachbody in the middle. Okay? Provide value. And this also goes to, what you're an expert in. But also, your social media is not the you show. You don't own your social media anymore, okay? Your social media is here to build a business. It is your platform and your stage to get your message across. But it's not about you. It's about your audience. It's about what your audience needs and what's going to draw them to you. It's not enough. Like, I know you can't see me right now, but I'm holding up my coffee tumbler. Just pretend that Shakeology's in it right now. It's not enough to hold up a picture and say, drink my Shakey Shake today. No. Like someone who doesn't know what a Shakey Shake is, someone that doesn't know what Shakeology is, someone that doesn't know the benefits of Shakeology, how are they going to know why you're drinking it? Why are you drinking it? What is it doing for you? How does it make you feel? What has Shakeology done for you since you began drinking it? Provide value, okay? Allow people to connect the dots when they see your photos. If you're trying to sell to everyone on your social media, you will reach no one. You will not reach anyone. If you're trying to sell to everyone, you will not reach anyone. And you might reach people in the beginning, but you need to know who your audience is. And I'm going to go over that in just a little bit. Who's your audience? Who are you trying to reach? Okay. Another way of providing value is meal plans. I have my free meal plan. I just uploaded it on our team page. Come up with a freemium. There are lots of freemium trainings out there. I believe Meg Wazinski recently did one. I can post that on the team page. Think about who you were before Beachbody. Even if you just signed up as a Beachbody coach 3 days ago, how did you feel? Where were you emotionally, mentally, physically, financially? Even if you've only made $50, what has that $50 been able to do for you? Your body is your business. What are you doing to show your own journey? What value are you providing your readers? Are you inspire them? Are you invoking emotion? And invoking emotion doesn't mean that every post you have makes people break down in tears. Yesterday, I made a post on my social media about missing my mother because I do not have a relationship with my mother, and it hurts. It hurts very, very bad for me to have to go through life without having a relationship. She abandoned me and my two sisters and my brother. She walked out on us. She chose a selfish lifestyle, she chose some addictions and she has some demons in her life that she needs to work on. And it hurts not having, that mother figure in my life. But you know what else? She's taught me the kind of mother I do want to be for my daughters and the type of mother that I'm going to show up and be. So yesterday in my post, I invoked some emotions in people that made them cry, but also make them take pride in their own mothering skills. and it brought me closer to dozens of women because they didn't know that story about me. They had no idea that I, was abandoned by my mom, a long, long time ago, and how I had to grow up fast. But guess what? It brought women to me and it connected the dots outside of Beachbody. And that is where you need to be able to be open and vulnerable and be able to share those types of stories, to share those things that connect the dots, that makes you relatable. People want to see the real you. They want to see who you are. Ditch the excuses, okay? These are like the top excuses I hear. You don't have an active upline. You aren't in better shape. You're not at your ideal weight yet. You're on an inside leg. You don't have a following. You work full time. Your kids. You don't know anything about social media. You don't know anyone. You're too shy. You're not comfortable. You're not creative. Here's the deal. For every excuse you keep telling yourself, there's a top coach out there who had the same damn excuse at one time, but they decided to overcome it. Lindsay Matway, guess what? She didn't have an active upline coach and she was on an inside leg. She has built a multi-million-dollar business. She is a 4-time 15-star diamond coach. Hello, you guys. It does not matter. There are coaches that are in the top 25 that are not in their ideal shape. They're not in perfect condition. Wayne Wyatt, who was top coach 2 years in a row, has 5 kids, is a orthodontic surgeon. I don't know if that's what you call them. I don't even know. 5 kids and still owns, not just works as a surgeon, but owns his own practice. Right here, you guys. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. I had 200 friends on Facebook before I became a coach. The town I was living in, there was like 4,000 people. I didn't have any close connections, but I chose to go outside of my comfort zone, ditch my excuses, and learn everything I could learn to become the best coach I could absolutely become. So it's okay if you don't know anything about social media today, but once you're done with this training, you're going to know something and you're going to be able to apply it. But it's going to take ditching your excuses, and it's going to take applying what you learn, taking action. It's not enough to write down notes, you guys. It's not enough to just take notes. You've got to apply what you learn. Be vulnerable. Share your journey authentically. Share the good, the bad, and the ugly. Show the real of the highlight reel. Yesterday and today, this morning, you can go to my Facebook right now. I recently posted a photo of myself, posed, showing, my side abs and a flexed arm. But then I shared a picture 90 seconds later of me not flexing, my tummy not flexed, and not perfect. Because guess what? Perfect doesn't sell. Being relatable sells. Showing the real sells. Sharing who I am. Like I said, yesterday I posted something about missing my mother. That was the bad and the ugly. But I came full circle with it, sharing the good that came from that. Sharing the learning experience. I'm not saying, air out your dirty laundry. Everyone knows that I've been married before and I went through a divorce. No one knows the details of that because that's not important. What's important is I went through a divorce. It was hurtful and it taught me a lot about who I am today, and it made me a stronger person. And that's all that matters. Another thing that you should be doing is sharing your deep story 3 times per month. And you're like, why do I need to share it? I shared it a month ago. everyone already knows it. No, they don't, because if you're adding people to your network like you're supposed to be, those people have not seen your story yet. And guess what? They are not going to go back in your timeline a month ago, 3 months ago, to go find your deep story. Okay? Not only that, if you're a brand new coach, you don't need to be sharing your deep story about every obstacle you've ever overcome. You need to build some credibility first, and you need to gain traction. The more you gain traction, the more credibility you build, the more followers you have, the more you can add on to your story. So my suggestion for coaches who have not been sharing their story yet, take your story, your big life story, and break it down into small chunks. How can you share in chunks? I'm going to give an example. So for me, I am a child of a broken family. I've had eating disorders. I've been divorced. I've gone through debt. I've been sexually assaulted. I'm not going to share all of that in one big post. Okay? I'm going to take that down into chunks. I'm going to talk about how it was being in a broken home and how it was being, brought up in a home of alcoholics and what I've learned from it. Okay. A few weeks later, I might share, how it was growing up with an eating disorder and how I was able to overcome that. And then a few weeks later, I might talk about going through my divorce and how, the learning experiences that came out of that. But I've got to be willing to shine light on those things, because people don't want perfect. They want real. They want relatable. Who is your audience? So who are you even talking to? Who should you be talking to? All right? You need to talk to the audience that needs your help. I'm not talking to the crystals now. I'm talking to the crystals from 6 years ago. Sometimes only sharing where you are now seems far off to people. So you need to make sure you're talking to the person you were before Beachbody. I'm talking to the crystals that were drowning in debt, that are going through eating disorders and pain. They're going through not knowing who they are. They're going through shit, and they need this gift. I'm talking to the crystals who used to make excuse after excuse as to why she couldn't succeed. That's who I'm talking to. But I'm also talking to the crystals who want more out of life. I'm talking to the crystals that know she's possible. She just doesn't know where to start. So who's your target audience? I want you to answer these questions. Who do you want on your team? Who do you aspire to be like? What does your future team look like? What do you like to do? What hobbies do you have? Who is your mentor? Who motivates you? Who inspires you? Think about these things. Think about the coach and the team that you want. What do these people look like? Are they moms? Are they dads? Have they been married? What's their age range? Think about your audience, and that's who you're speaking to. Call to action. I want you to answer those audience questions, and I'll go back to that slide in just a moment. I also want you to start testing out when your target audience is online, and that's trial and error, you guys. That's trial and error. You've got to figure out when your audience is online. And the only way you're going to know is by posting and seeing how much traction you get. Post 3 or 4 times a day. Engage with your followers. It's not enough just to post a question on your Facebook if you have no intentions on commenting back and forth and liking those comments and sending private messages. You've got to engage with your followers. Go live this week. I double dare you to go live between now and next Wednesday about something, even if it's only 3 minutes long. And then I want you to tag me. I want to be tagged in that live chat. And between now and next Wednesday, I want you to add 20 new sets of eyes to your network. All right? That is what, like, I don't even know how many people a day. So 7. So that's roughly like 3 new people a day. You can do that, you guys. Like, you should be doing like 5 new people a day. But then if, I'm just going to give you some leeway here. Add 20 new people to your network before next Wednesday. And if you want to move even faster in your business, add 50 new people to your network before next Wednesday. All right? So I'm going to go back. I need you to answer these questions. Who is your audience? What do they look like? But not only that, you need to be speaking to the person you were before Beachbody so that you can inspire them to come out of hiding and to be great, to do something with themselves. I knew before I started Beachbody that I was born to do something great. I just didn't know how. And if it wasn't for Janelle pulling and pushing and inspiring me, I never would have done it. But I followed her Twitter. I followed her Facebook. I needed to see what she was like. I needed to be inspired by her outside of just being in Turbo Fire, outside of just being in Chalene Extreme and being Chalene's sister. I needed to connect the dots. And that's exactly what you have to do every single day. It's not enough just to post on your social media once a day with your little shaky shake or a sweaty picture. Give value. Give people a reason to work with you. Give people a reason to want to contact you. I'm going to hop back over. Here we are. Hop back over to you. So thank you again for being on this training with me. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here. I will see you next week on our next training. If you have any questions for me, please tag me in a post on the team page or send me a private message, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, you guys.